And we are off. The Johnson's Fleet Services major account road trip adventure is underway. Our final destination being the south of France. And similar to last year, we are doing the entire journey, which is approximately 1,000 miles, in an EV, the Volkswagen ID.4, and we're using the ADAS Advanced Driver Assist system all the way to get us there, showcasing just how great this technology is. And we'll be using the AI, ChatGPT, IDA assistant. So this leg of the journey starts in Liverpool and we are heading to Dover. Approximately 300 miles. This is the first leg of the journey, and different to last year, we are staying overnight, getting a good night's sleep in before we embark on the second leg of the journey, which will be in Calais, France. Here we are taking advantage of the massage facilities in the local services. So a 6-hour journey from Liverpool to Dover, and we wanted to stop every 2 hours just really to keep sharp and keep loose. This was our final stop here just before we arrive at the hotel in the nighttime. So fully charged up, we made the short journey to the port straight from the hotel early morning, about to take the sailing across the channel. We chose to travel with the ferry company DFDS, which was the first time, and I have to say, facilities were great, weather not so great. Here we are setting up our ID.4, so the speed changes to kilometers, and we are telling the vehicle that we're going to be driving on the right hand side of the road as per European guidelines. And away we go. It's nice as a mobility, as a solution, to be sitting comfortably while the ship does all the work, getting ready for the large distance when we land in Calais, France. Here's the shore crossing here, which takes roughly an hour and a half time, bearing in mind that halfway across the channel we lose an hour, with France being an hour ahead of the UK. Our first stop was to be right on the edge of Belgium, where we had a Teams meeting booked, so an hour's drive and then straight on to the Teams meeting with our key partners Avons, who the team there have been inspirational about training on the drive assists and the ADAS systems for their key clients too. So fitting that the first leg of our journey includes a meeting with them. Then after another full charge, we're on our way from Belgium using our ADAS drive assist system. So the vehicle is driving and braking and even lane changing in this case, all the while keeping a safe distance from the vehicle in front and sticking to the speed limits, which is all in kilometers at the moment. I think this one is 130 kilometer road, which is around about 80 miles per hour. So from Belgium to Luxembourg is roughly 173 kilometers, which is just on 100 miles and 2 hours driving, so that timed well to stop and charge. This charging bay was really interesting, as it looked like it literally had just been built, brand new and fresh. It was a dedicated charging spot where it had a number of shelters, solar panels, and these were 300 kilowatt hyperchargers, which is something that we noticed a lot whilst traveling across Europe. Rather than rapid chargers, then we're seeing more and more hypercharge, and that seems to suit 300 kilowatt vehicles. And then as we've noticed new cars coming out, the capabilities of charging at higher kilowatts is more and more. There's also lots of picnic areas that you can pull over off the motorways if you fancy a break. Catch up if you brought your own food, then there's lots of opportunities simply just to pull over and take some food. So the final leg of this day's travelling would have been from Luxembourg to Wilhelmshaven on the border of Germany and Switzerland, which is roughly 388 kilometers. So we managed to do this in a single charge, and this is where we saw some amazing roads and sights. Once again, using the vehicle's drive assist feature, which just makes it so much easier. Driving in a strange country, on strange roads, on the right-hand side, it is a bit nerve-wracking. It does help that the vehicle was a right-hand drive and not a left-hand drive, but certainly as you get used to these new roads and slight discoordination, it's great having the car do the driving for you, setting the speed limit, keeping the distance. So it just makes it an all-round safe experience while you're getting used to the roads and driving in a foreign country. We completed this big journey last year, only from Calais we went straight through France all the way to the south of France. So this year we wanted to do things a little bit different, and noticed that traveling through Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland and the edge of Germany was all achievable, and certainly added so much more dynamic to the long trip, because it was absolutely fantastic to travel through these countries. And you'll see from later videos and content just how amazing these places are that we visited. But we were hoping for some great scenery, and as we traveled through Switzerland at the beginning, the roads, the buildings, the spaces, the mountains, it was just amazing. And again, so much easy to do with the car driving itself and sticking to the speed limits, which are already set by the vehicle as it knows what the speed limits are. This was a beautiful road in Switzerland, and you may notice that I've switched the driver assist off, and this is me driving. One of the reasons I found is that when you're traveling up mountains, literally the drops were hundreds of feet either side as you got higher into the mountains, then I do experience a bit of vertigo and fear of heights. So I prefer to do this at a very slow speed, whereas the driver assist will take you to the speed limit, which in this case I found to be too quick, especially with big drops on either side. So I opted for the even safer route of switching it off and driving at a very, very, very slow speed. Probably being a bit overcautious here, but you can't really tell from the video, but I can assure you the heights that we reached were so high, then that seemed to be the best option. Traveling through another beautiful town here in Switzerland. Thankfully the sat-nav guided us all the way through, and we would have put the driver assist on here. More stunning beauty in the scenery here. Absolute pleasure to drive, with mountainous areas and beautiful countryside in Switzerland. So the journey completed on the first leg. We went from Liverpool to Dover in the first day, overnight stay, and then the second day we drove to Germany, arriving in the night time and ready for day 3, totaling 800 miles from Liverpool. Hope you enjoyed this video. Join us for the next edition, which will be day 3 in Switzerland.